Crown molding is decorative trim that spans corners where walls meet ceilings, and it can do more to enhance the elegance and beauty of your home than any other single trim element. But if you've ever wanted to install your own crown molding, I've got good news for you and bad news. The bad news is that crown can be considerably more difficult to install than it looks. The good news is that this job can be made much easier with something simple, invented by an energetic dentist from Florida named Athas Kometas. This video is all about the simple product that Athas designed after he got fed up with one of the biggest challenges of crown installation in his own home. I discovered EZCrown, that's what Athas designed, this past spring, and I've been sampling the product ever since. And I know it helps a lot, both for DIY homeowners and even professionals. EZCrown is a simple metal and wood assembly that serves one important purpose. It provides regular, obvious, and secure nailing surfaces for anchoring crown molding as it goes up. So instead of bumbling around trying to locate wooden framing members underneath drywall, and many times there isn't any wood where you need it, EZCrown puts generous nailing surfaces front and center, just where you want them. If you've never installed crown molding before, you might be surprised to learn that finding and making use of solid support surfaces underneath drywall for nails is often the most challenging part of the job. The reason is simple. Houses are almost never framed with crown molding installation in mind. There may or may not be any hidden wood where you need it. It's also not unusual for every room to lack solid wood along two sides of every ceiling, namely those sides that are parallel to the ceiling joists. And if this wasn't enough of a hassle, houses built with insulated concrete forms, that's ICFs, or structural insulated panels, SIPs, don't necessarily have nailing surfaces anywhere handy for crown molding. This is where Athas's simple solution helps. EZCrown uses a sheet metal base with angled wooden nailing blocks mounted to it. Fasten the sheet metal to the wall and ceiling, then nail the crown molding to the wooden blocks that are part of the system. It's really simple and highly effective, but it does raise a question. How does mounting a strip before trim goes down make things easier? I mean, if there's insufficient wood to hold the crown molding in the first place, doesn't that mean that you've got the same problem with the EZCrown? Well, no, and here's why. The big advantage comes from the fact that you can drive anchoring screws into EZCrown anywhere you want along its length and width. If there's wood underneath for some of those screws in specific places, drill through the sheet metal, that's easy to do, and drive screws into the wood. If no hidden wood exists, simply use thread-in drywall anchors for the job. Drill a hole in the EZCrown, just where you want it to be, extending right through the drywall. This smaller hole marks the exact spot you'll need to install a drywall anchor. Next, remove the drill bit from your drill, replace it with one equal to the root diameter of the drywall anchor, that's the diameter at the base of the threads. Drill a larger hole in the drywall, where the smaller hole is now, then drive the anchor in all the way into the hole until it's flush with the surface. With EZCrown secured in this way, the crown molding itself can then be mounted with nails or brads driven into those angled mounting blocks that are part of the system. That's a big help, certainly, but Athas did one more thing to make crown easier to install. Besides sidestepping the challenge of finding anchoring surfaces for crown molding, there's also the challenge of cutting precise inside and outside corner joints. Gap-free joints here are essential, but they can be really tricky to produce, especially if you don't have a high-end miter saw on your side. And this is where Athas got thinking again. He designed corner blocks that eliminate the need for any angled cutting required on the lengths of crown molding. Just straight, square cuts on the end are all that's needed. Install the corner blocks on the wall first, then butt the square-ended crown tight up to it. And that's it. If you're installing crown molding that will be painted, fill any cracks and nail holes now with latex caulking. If your crown is to be stained and or left uncolored, I find it easiest to pre-finish the crown before it goes up. Just don't forget to sand any trim, and that includes crown, destined to be stained beforehand. All trim, no matter how smooth it seems to be from the store, will always benefit from sanding before finishing. I use an electric drill accessory called a sanding mop for this, and it works really well and fast. As someone who built his own house, I know from experience that the more you do for your place, the more you like it. EZCrown is one of many simple, inexpensive products that make it much easier to achieve home improvement success. Even professionals are starting to use this product now because of all the time it saves them.